What's up, Braves Nation? Welcome back to Storm the Field OU Braves, presented by Tree City Sports, your source for local sports. This is your home for all of your Ottawa Braves news. Today is one of the biggest days on the college football calendar, National Signing Day. The moment the future of Ottawa University football becomes official. Pens to paper, dreams to reality, and today the Braves added another strong group of student athletes ready to compete in the KCAC. Ottawa University Football welcomed its newest signing class, a group made up of athletes from across the country who have bought into the culture, the grind, and the vision of Braves football. This class features talent on both sides of the ball, bringing size in the trenches, speed on the perimeter, and versatility across multiple position groups. Every one of these young men earned this moment through early mornings, late nights, and years of hard work. And today they're officially Braves. One of these new Braves comes from the heart of Texas and brings some serious size to the offensive line. Let's take a closer look at one of Ottawa's biggest signees. Meet Damarrius Lewis, also known as Big Lou. A dominant presence in the trenches, Lewis comes to Ottawa from George Bush High School in Houston, Texas. At 6'4", 352 pounds, he brings size, strength, and physicality to the Braves' offensive line. After officially signing on National Signing Day, Lewis becomes a part of the next wave of Braves football, built on toughness, discipline, and effort. Damarrius, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, man. This has been a blessing, and I'm very happy to be a Brave, and I'm ready to work.
First off, congratulations on officially signing with the Braves. Welcome to Braves Nation. Welcome to the family. What does this moment mean to you?
It means everything to me. I never thought I'd actually be able to be playing football in college at all. So it's great to be able to do this with everything I've been through.
Especially having adversity to fight through, that gives you the motivation to play, especially at the next level.
For sure, it does.
When you look back at your recruiting journey, what was it about Ottawa that really stood out to you?
My first interaction with Coach Wheeler, um, his first DM that he ever sent me, he put like 5 exclamation points behind my name. So I'm like, man, these coaches want me here. These coaches are very interested in me, and it was like the jerseys. I love the jerseys.
They're pretty slick.
The jerseys are nice. And then I want to see like what is like do they look like when they play. So actually the first time I actually saw Ottawa was from one of your videos when they were from the Villa. So I'm like, man, they look nice. They look like they want this. Like this is very good, and I think I want to be able to play here for my future.
Well, I'm glad that our videos could lead you to the Ottawa Braves. That's an awesome story, and we take that with pride.
You're welcome.
Oh, no, we've had a lot of fun with the Ottawa Braves being down there on the sidelines. It's always electric, never a dull moment. And it's just a family feel, is how it is with Ottawa.
I respect that.
You're known for your size and your physical play in the trenches, but how would you describe your game to Braves fans?
Hard to get around. That's hard to get around. Hard to get through. That's how I would describe it.
Brick wall.
Exactly.
We have a history of developing some really great offensive linemen in our past, but one of our offensive line coaches was a former player who played on the offensive line for the Braves.
So that means they're gonna know a lot, and I'm not used to that. My O line coach knowing how to O line, so this will be great.
And actually, he was on our show when he was playing for us a couple years ago, and now transitioned into a role as a coach, and it has been one of the greatest things to see.
That's nice, and hopefully one day that can be me or so. Who knows, man?
Yeah, no matter what, you always want to continue on doing something involving the game that you're in and the game that you love, whether it be playing or coaching, just making an impact on or off the field.
That's the plan. If football doesn't work out, I want to stay becoming a coach, whether that's high school, middle school, maybe even a little league team.
So that brings us to our next question. What does your future look like beyond football, off the field? What are you hoping to get out of your education at Ottawa University?
Well, I'm studying sports leadership, so become a coach, maybe even become a teacher in like a physical aspect, and just try to change the lives of kids who either live in my area or just around the world in general.
Helping the next generation of Braves or whoever you're coaching for make their dreams come true.
Yep.
And that's also another wonderful thing, wanting to make an impact off the field as much as an impact on the field.
hmm It's a great thing that can change a lot of people's lives. It's for sure. As you can see, it has changed my life as well.
Absolutely. And one of the things that is really good about Ottawa is they give you a great path to go into coaching or whatever it may be that you want to do.
Yeah, I wish I got to see more of the school when I was there, but unfortunately, I did have to leave early. But just based off what I've seen, I feel like this could be a great place for me, and I feel like they can make me learn a lot.
Yes, and our facilities are pretty dang nice, not gonna lie.
For sure, that was one of the first things I actually looked up because I never heard of Ottawa in Kansas. So I looked up Ottawa Bears football, go to images. I'm like, the weight room was what really caught my eye.
Yeah, the new weight room is pretty nice.
The black turf, the black turf was. I expect us to be doing a lot of drills on the black turf, but I'm ready for that.
Oh yeah. So what facilities did you see at Ottawa that you are most excited to utilize?
Mainly the weight room for sure, because I want to get stronger. I want to get faster. I want to get better agility that can help me, that can make me a better player on the field, that can make this O line a better group to dominate in the trenches. So the skilled players can dominate like they do as well.
Yeah, the weight room is going to be one of your main places that you spend a lot of your time on campus, I'm sure.
It's gonna be my best friend. That's what it is.
Home away from home.
Exactly.
And that's the whole goal at Ottawa University is that you feel like you're at home no matter how far away you're really from.
Yeah, that was one of the first things that me and my parents talked about. Like, how is there even anything to do in Kansas? And I'm like, it might be. And then we actually got to, I'm like, there's actually stuff to do around here. There's like the stuff that I have in here in Texas is actually here in Kansas as well. So it'll be a little different, but I feel like when I get adjusted to it, it'll feel normal to me.
It's definitely a small community, but there are several things to do in town.
Yeah, I did see that. One of the coaches did mention we were on the tour about how they would go over to like the other fields to watch like the other teams play, and I think that's something that could really bring a team together and make us bond and have like that stronger connection.
It does. It really does. The team building and the just camaraderie you build, not only within your team, but the other teams at the school as well.
Yeah, for sure.
We also have one of the nation's best women's flag football teams, who is just ranked number one in a preseason poll.
That was one of the things they mentioned on the when we first I got there. The flag football team. It's been here for like 4 years and they've won four straight. And I'm like, so we got wins. So this ain't a school that's used to losing. They got winners here.
Yes, absolutely. What was it about the culture and the within the coaches and the other players you met that really struck your attention?
I would say how close we are together, like in like the football aspect of like how we all like, man, we all gotta work together. We gotta be a brotherhood. We can't. We gotta have each other's backs no matter what. And actually, I made a. We're all in a group chat together as of right now, just connecting, just talking about football, how we become like better teammates with each other, just building that bond really, really early, all before we get there.
That is a wonderful thing to see, to be able to connect with your teammates before you even get to campus. It really helps build that bond.
Yeah, it really does.
What are you most excited about as you prepare to make the next step in the transition to the college level?
I would minus the football aspect. I would just say being on my own, not having like my parents, like I would say, close to me. Like if I need something, I can't call my mom and say, "He get this for me." I gotta go get it on my own. So, really, just doing everything upon myself in a whole new place.
It's going to be a change of scenery, I'm sure.
Yeah, especially it snows out there, and I'm not used to. I'm used to snow, but I'm not used to 4 or 5 inches of snow. I'm used to like an inch or two.
It is a lot different here than it is in Texas. I've got a brother that lives down around the Dallas area, and boy, you should hear him complain when it snows even a little. What kind of things are you working on in the off season to try to get better on at and to improve on as you look forward to your first season in college?
I would say finishing. Like that was one of the main problems I struggled with this season was playing till the whistle. I would I would do it, but I wouldn't do it as consistently as my coaches wanted to. So that's one of the things I'm really trying to fix. I'm trying to finish before the whistle, after the whistle. That hey, I'm a dominant force and that you cannot mess with me.
Absolutely. You want to make sure you're going 100% at all times. And you never want to give up on a play before it is over, because as we've seen in big time games across all leagues, one play of effort could make the difference in an entire game.
That's for sure. I would try to use an example for one of our games that we played down here, but I really can't think of anything for sure. Of course, from the other team's aspect, I would say one time the effort was kind of wasted was the last play before a game. Like we get this sack, we go into playoffs, and there's like 40 seconds left. But when my teammate sacked the quarterback, he unfortunately grabbed his face mask, so that brought them up a lot of yards. Had a good amount of time. So I'm like, dang, we can end this game early. We could have got out here sooner, but we still got more game to play, and that could have changed everything about this season.
Yeah, that is one of those plays that you're it's just heartbreaking because you know you had the stop and one little mistake cost you what could have been the entire game.
Yeah, but good thing that on the last play, we had two more plays, 12 seconds on the clock. Both plays for exactly 6 seconds. Was so exactly with 6 seconds left. My teammate rips the lineman, gets to the quarterback, sacks him. Thank God without grabbing his face mask, and boom, game over. We're officially in the playoffs.
That is a great playoff story. That is a clincher right there.
Yeah, but I just wish when we got to playoffs, the story was better.
You know, that's one of the things about football is there are some great highs and some really low lows, but making the playoffs is something to be proud of anyway.
Yeah, it's because since I've been here, my team in my school has never made. They've made the playoffs, but when I got there, they were not making the playoffs.
If it makes you feel better, I know Texas football is huge. High school, college, middle school, little league is even huge in Texas. I'll I'll make you feel better about yourself and your school because the school that I went to in high school, between two of my years there, I don't remember if it was sophomore and junior year or junior year and senior year. Can't remember that far back, but we won a total of two games between football and basketball in those 2 years.
Well, that did make me feel better. That made me feel a
It
lot better.
should.
Yeah.
Oh. But while we're talking about Texas football, what was it like growing up playing against teams that you knew were stacked with talent on every level?
Well, good thing that most of the teams when I was growing up watching, were all in the Dallas area, and I lived in Houston, so I happened didn't get to play against them. But when I got to high school, I felt it. Like freshman year, I'm playing against freshmen too. But then when I got to my junior senior year, I'm like every game I'm going and I'm playing against a 4 star or 5 star.
And what did playing against players of that caliber, what did it do to help grow your game?
I just ignored it. I said he got 4 stars, he got 5 stars. At the end of the day, we both bleed. We're both human beings. We both play football. So I just said, forget that. Let's just go out there and do the best that we can.
Love that attitude. You gotta put the mental part behind you when you're on the field and just focus on what you can do.
Exactly. Even though when those guys are on the field, they make plays every play. They make a play. Never give up. They show you how different they are. Like first game I win against my senior year, we went against a 4 star U of H commit. Had two kick return touchdowns on us. So yeah,
That is always tough when you give up something like that, but at the same time, you can't hang your heads too low when you're facing competition of that level.
so that's one thing I hope that we don't do here at Ottawa. So it doesn't look like you guys do because I've watched majority of the football videos that you did. They don't look like type of guys be like, man, forget this. We lost. It doesn't matter. Cause that was one of the main problems that we faced was if other team scored, the defense would just start yelling at each other. They would start blaming each other, not even on themselves, just on one person entirely. I'm just like, man, we're a team. We can't be doing this. Like we just gotta come together and we can win this game.
That's definitely one of the best things about the Braves is when you're on the sidelines, you really get a feel for it. these players don't blame each other for what happens. They talk about what happened on the field and they move on to the next series no matter what is going on in the game.
And that's what builds a brotherhood, and that's what builds a connection. That just shows you that, because then on the next play, you kill the guy. You're the guy that makes the play that we needed to score, or just to get in field goal range to just kick that last field goal and just win the game.
Absolutely. You want to have that camaraderie on your side because when it comes down to those late game moments, even in the most stressful moments, you have to be able to play together as a team.
For sure. Mentioning the team blaming each other and everything. Literally on the last play of the game, we all actually one of my teammates that actually committed to Ottawa, my guy Eric, he we actually played against him in our second game of the season, and we actually won off a blocked field goal.
That's awesome.
And I'm just like, we're all literally at the end like this is what happens when we forget everything, we move on to the next play, and we all just work together.
Yep, exactly. And especially big moments like that, where you can come from a place and play against someone for even if it's only for a year or two in high school or whatever, and you end up at the same college, you already have that familiarity and you're already closer than the teammates that you've never met.
Yeah, for sure. Even well, in the group chat, we're actually I think like two or three of them are actually all teammates or just all play together at one point. So that's just even a stronger connection that's already building on.
Yeah. And that's another thing that's just fantastic is the way that we take players from all over. It doesn't matter where you're from, Louisiana, up north, New York, wherever you're from. And we build not only a team, but a family within that team.
Yeah, because some of y'all asked like where y'all from and everything. Some of us said Texas, some said Georgia, some said South Carolina. So I'm like, so we really got everybody just around the U.S. So I'm like, we ain't got nothing to come, but the only thing we got in common is that we all want to win. So that's really all that matters at this point.
And that's what it takes in this era of college football. You have to explore every bit of your recruiting pipeline.
Yeah, for sure. Because I only had 4 offers before I committed to Ottawa, and all two were from Texas and two were from Kansas. So
One of my favorite players that we've had, and he didn't get a whole lot of playing time in that we didn't kick a lot of field goals. But this guy was a kicker who came from the University of Michigan when they were in the national championship.
that's
And it was just cool talking to him and getting to hear all of his experiences and that he still had 1 year of eligibility. So he came here to play football one last year.
that is a very that's amazing. That's a great opportunity. That's a crazy jump to go from the Big Ten at one of the best schools in the country, to such a small school, and that's very inspiring too.
It is. Now, it's not like he was the main kicker at
Yeah,
Michigan. He got a couple of kicks, and I think they let him do some onside kicks during the season and stuff. But it's just cool being able to see players come from a program like that to Ottawa and make an impact here.
yeah, for sure. That's how it was for. This is my senior year. Like since I've been at Bush, I only had one winning record, and that was when I was on my freshman team. We won every home game except the last one. And then up until this point, we won a combined, the varsity won a combined, I would say, 5 games. And so then after the passing of my head coach, who actually played in the NFL with the Denver Broncos and the Detroit Lions, he actually and then won a Super Bowl too in '97. So that was the crazy part. Then we got a new coach from one of our rival schools. He brought his coaches on over. We brought transfers over. Next thing you know, we're in the playoffs for the first time in like 4 or 5 years.
That is a great story of growth and just determination. No matter what adversity you face on the field, off the field, to be able to grow through that and to make the playoffs, that is incredible.
It very much was.
What has been your favorite experience of playing high school football in Texas?
After the game, I would say post game, after a big win, we're all just hugging each other, dancing, listening to music, not caring about anything else other than each other and the game we just won.
That's awesome. One of one of my favorite things personally about Ottawa and game days is after we get the win, we all go out into the parking lot and do a big tailgate celebration.
That is, yeah. I did see one of your, I think it was against Tabor, the game-winning touchdown, and I just saw how everybody was just hype, just jumping around, dancing. I'm just like, could be a great environment for me because this is exactly something that I want to do every single week.
That's the attitude we want to see because, like I said, this is not just a football team, it is a family here.
And that's one of the things I'm trying to build. That's one of the things that me and my guys are trying to build here when we eventually get to Ottawa.
What does your off season look like in terms of how hard are you pushing yourself in the weight room and in your training, just trying to mentally and physically prepare for your first college season?
In the weight room, I'm doing a lot of push stuff, trying to improve my power and my punch and everything. A lot of hip mobility, and then on the field, I'm doing a lot of trying to work on I would say, my run game, even improve my pass protection a little bit better with my offensive line coach.
That's great. And to be able to have coaches around you that can help you prepare for the next level is absolutely instrumental.
And the best thing about it is I'm surrounded by coaches who have coached at the next level. Like for example, my offensive line coach, Coach Folliter, he actually coached at Texas A&M, and he's one of the he was an O line coach at Texas A&M too.
That's great. And to have the experience of a Big 12 SEC Big 10 school is monumental in comparison to some of these high school coaches who have never coached before.
For sure. And I can from my junior year to my senior, I felt a complete difference on how I played the game.
Having that wisdom and that experience in the locker room, on the sidelines, and the coaching staff helps you as a player grow as well.
It definitely does.
How did having coaches like that, how did it make you see the game in a different way? And how did you change your game reflecting what you were taught by your coaches?
I would say it made me understand how to really block guys. Definitely, other than just kick stepping and then just waiting to see what they do. It actually And now when I look at it, I'm like, I know exactly what he's gonna do. I know how to stop it. I know what block I can do against this guy. I know what to do. I know what not to do. And it also made me a better film watcher. So I can like a few years ago, I would just look at him and be like, okay, let's just see what he does. But now I'm actually analyzing. I'm like, when he does this, he's gonna bull rush. If he does this, he's gonna try to rip. So being with my coach, Coach Folliter, it just helped me expand my mind and how to see the game of football.
That's fantastic. And like I said, having that experience on the coaching staff really helps develop players for the future.
Yeah, it definitely does. On the O line, we only had about, let's say, seven. There were only seven O linemen. Two of us were seniors. Everybody else were juniors, and we will have one sophomore. So those guys having 2 years or just another year with coach, I expect them to do great things when I eventually go back here and just watch them ball out.
And it's great to see your former teammates, high school teammates, go on to do great things of their own.
Yeah, for sure. Most of the guys I played with my freshman year, they were here for sophomore year, transferred their junior year, went somewhere, and they balled out. For example, my one of my close friends, Jason, he went to at the time they were a new school. You know, he went over there, and now he's first team all district over there, and he's just making plays. Then another example was my friend David. He was here for 2 years, exactly the same as Jason. Went to another school for mainly for film and better offer opportunities, and he did get those. Like he was posting every day with Arizona, Baylor. Like he was getting that recognition. Then he came back here to Bush for his senior year. I'm telling you, he put up crazy stats, like 7 TFLs in the game that helped us win. You know, the unfortunate part about it was that he didn't get as much recognition, but he still got to play the game of football, and he still loved it, and he still loved everybody. So that's something good.
Sometimes you have to take a step to the next level of high school football even. There's a lot that goes into recruiting from even high school players from one school to another.
Yeah, it definitely was a process. Like I remember I made my film. I posted on Twitter. I wasn't getting anything, but then my teammate told me, "Man, you gotta send it out to. You can't just post and just wait. You gotta send it out. You gotta like." And he showed me his message on Twitter. He had like 50 messages open because he just sent his film out, and he got a good amount of offers too.
And in today's world of social media and everything else, that's exactly what you have to do. You have to be commenting your stats and your film on coaches' profiles and on their posts just to get them to see it.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was doing when I was on Twitter. I would just scroll. I would see a coach. I would say, reply with your film or DM me. The moment I would see that, I'm like, I send them a message. I sent them my film, and then I just waited because this is a very long process that is very rewarding when it eventually happens.
It is, and I can imagine the excitement, especially today on National Signing Day, to make it official.
For sure.
What is something that you are looking forward to, not just on the field, but what's an experience that you're most looking forward to with the college life?
I would say the classroom. I would just like see all the students in there, see the teacher, just see how we all can connect coming from different places and just having facing going through different things.
And on the field, what are you looking to accomplish? What are you most excited for when you step onto the field for the Ottawa Braves?
Definitely dominating with the other offensive linemen and the coaches. Hopefully winning a lot of. I expect us to win a lot of games, and then maybe and hopefully we going for that. We going for that natty. That's
That
the
is
goal
always the ultimate goal is to win a national championship.
for sure.
We definitely have high hopes here in Ottawa.
And we're going to exceed those hopes. I'm telling you.
The other thing about Ottawa is we play in the KCAC that is typically pretty stacked from top to bottom, and you play a lot of great competition. When you play against great competition, some of the best in the nation, what is it? How does it help you mentally to grow as a player?
Mentally, same thing when I said when I about playing in 6A Texas football. Ignore it. You know, people will try to say, man, you're going against a 4-star, you're going against a 5-star. I don't care. We gonna if he plays like a 4-star, he gonna play like it. But if he don't, I'm gonna get them stars. So it's just to like try to ignore it, try to show as much dominance as you can, and make them show me how they're a 4-star, how they're a 5-star.
One thing I'll say is that once you get to college, you're in the same league. All of those labels no longer matter.
Not.
What what is your final message to Ottawa Braves fans?
Final message: we're here. We're coming ready to dominate, we're ready to work, and we're ready to put the Ottawa Braves back on the map for sure.
Absolutely, that's exactly what we want to hear from our incoming recruits.
Definitely.
Well, I appreciate you joining us. Damarrius Lewis, the newest Ottawa Brave to join the family on National Signing Day.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. It was great to talk to you. And as always, go Braves.
Go Braves.
Huge congratulations to Damarrius Lewis and to every other student athlete who officially signed with the Ottawa Braves on National Signing Day. This is the start of something special, the foundation of the future of Braves football. Make sure you're locked in with Storm the Field all offseason as we continue to cover recruiting, spring football, and everything else Ottawa Braves. This isn't just signing day, this is the future being built. New names, new mindset, same standard. To every young man who signed today, welcome to Braves Nation. The work starts now and the grind never stops. That's going to do it for this episode of Storm the Field OU Braves presented by Tree City Sports, your source for local sports. Make sure to like, subscribe, and follow all of our social pages for even more news on the Ottawa Braves. I'm CJ McClure. Until next time, y'all take care now.